All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Michael Music. Let me actually go live real quick on there. Hold on. All right. Hey, thank you for jumping on. My name is Michael Music. I'm 23 years old, and we're reading this book, which is The Master Course of Success by Napoleon Hill. And now we're going to actually not just talk about definite major purpose, but let's actually, start applying it and making this a real tangible thing, right? So, he talks about what the first step is, and that's to actually just write out a written statement of that which you want. So I'll just, say right here, right? You want to end up creating a goal card of exactly what it is that you want. And for me, just what I've done is I wrote out on the back of my goal card, I am so happy and grateful now that what my goal is, and I wrote an actual date of when I wanted it by. Okay, so that is the first step, is to actually make it not just a goal in your mind, but to make it a physical goal. And why is that, right? Well, think about it. You're taking an idea and simply writing it out is literally the first step to making your idea a reality. If you think about it, you're converting an idea from energy to matter just by writing it out. So your goal already becomes real just from writing it out. Now it's time to not only just have a card but believe it. And that's what's going to come in with the further lessons. But anyways, yeah, so you're going to write out, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm earning X amount of dollars on or before whatever date. Okay, so I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm earning $100,000 a month in residual income on or before, January 1st, 2032, right? Let's just say, as an example. So, that's the first step that he says to write it out. And people are going to watch this video and they're going to say, okay, that idea kind of makes sense, and they're not going to follow through with it, right? That's why it's just like, you can read this book all you want. You can say that you know and study Napoleon Hill all that you want, but am I truly doing what is suggested here? All right. So, okay, now next, right? You wrote down, what it is that you want, right? What does he say next to do? He says, write out a clear, definite outline of the plan or plans by which you intend to achieve the objective of or purpose, and state the maximum time which you intend to attain it. Okay, describe in detail precisely what you intend to give in return for the realization of the object of your purpose. Make your plan flexible enough to permit changes anytime you are inspired to do so, remembering that infinite intelligence may present you with a better plan than yours. Oftentimes, it will if you are definite about what you want. Okay, so do you have a detailed plan written out? And how can you get started on writing out that detailed plan? Well, you know, uh, first of all, I want to say, your detailed plan doesn't have to necessarily be the most sound plan, right? My first plan when I started on my entrepreneurship journey was to actually start a painting business, right? I started knocking on doors, and I built a painting business that way. It was called Student Painters, right? And it wasn't the most perfect plan for me, for my definite major purpose, but it got me started in the profession of sales. Okay, I actually um, spent a significant amount of time doing that, and what was interesting about it was that when my first business actually failed, right? I realized I got hit with temporary defeat, and I realized I had to sharpen my thinking so that the next business endeavor that I go on, I'll actually be in control of my thoughts and make sure that I do achieve success. Okay, so that's what led me to getting the book Think and Grow Rich when I had that temporary defeat. So think about this, for example, my plans weren't sound, but I had a plan, right? What did I intend to give? Right, I was giving a service to customers, and I think that's something that you got to add in your plan, right? What do you intend to give in return for what you wrote down, right? It's something to just write it down, but unfortunately, the laws of nature will not let you get what you want unless you give first. Okay? All right. So that's the first step, right? All right. Now, I'm gonna move on from there because he wrote a lot more words on creating your plan. But at the end of the day, I can read them all I want. At the end of the day, do you have a plan in place? How sound is that plan? And are you actually taking continuous action on that plan? Right? Does your plan include what you want to give? Right? That includes the plan portion. Now, the next thing that he mentions is to actually keep your purpose to yourself, right? Don't go around telling all the neighbors and everyone about it, right? He says that, keep your major purpose strictly to yourself, except insofar as you will receive further instructions on this subject in the lesson of the mastermind. All right, so you're allowed to tell the mastermind what your major purpose is, but other than that, keep it to yourself. And I can tell you from personal experience, right, it's going to bite you in the butt if you tell the world because there will be people that don't see you able to do it. They just simply can't, right? They don't have the same vision as you, right? At the end of the day, you have a dream, but there's no one like the people outside, right? All the strangers out there, even your friends and family, they can't see the dream that you have. My mentor used to say, you know, they can't see you doing that simply because something about they just simply can't. All right, I forget what the quote was, but they just don't see it. Now, why does it suggest that you keep your major purpose to yourself? Right? Do you know what your relatives will do to you, or your relatives do to you or your relatives if you stick your head up 1 inch above what you've been doing and announce it? Right? They'll laugh at you. For years, this is Napoleon Hill talking. He said, for years, out of all the people that I knew, there were only two that stood by me and gave me courage. And that was his stepmother and Andrew Carnegie. He said he couldn't even survive without the faith of those two people. He wouldn't have made it. You've got to have somebody believing in you. You can't get along without one. You've also got to deserve to have somebody believing in you. Now that's interesting. You also got to deserve having somebody believing in you. All right. In any case, you don't disclose your major purpose to other people because there are a lot of people in this world who like to stand on the sidelines and stick their toes out when you go by, especially if you got a high head and you look like you're about to accomplish more in life than they are, right? What do they say? People want to see you do well, but never better than them. All right. And why do people do this, right? Why are people going to try to knock you down as you go to achieve your definite major purpose, right? And it's because of one word, and that is envy, right? Why is it that you are going after your goal and they can't, right? Why are they staying stuck when you actually are changing and actually, dedicating yourself to getting what it is that you want? Okay. Now, he says that the only way to speak about your definite major purpose is in action, after the fact, not before the fact. Okay, after you've achieved it, let it speak for itself. The only way anybody can afford to boast or brag about himself is not by words, but by deeds. If the deeds are engaged in, you don't need any words, they speak for themselves. Okay, so, you know, take it from me and take it from a lot of successful people. Don't announce to the world what you're gonna do, right? Instead, he suggests it's much better that you actually go do it and let them witness what you've done. What does that do? That takes a lot of pressure off of you because the moment you announce that you're going to do something, really significant and big, people are going to try to knock you down, right? They say there's only two ways to build the tallest tower, right? It's either to build it up or knock others down. Or to, I hope I got that right. Right? There's only two ways to have the highest tower in the city, and that's to either build yours up or knock others down. And what are people going to do? As you start building yours up, they're going to try to knock you down. So, you know, let this be a moment. Make this the first decision that you make is to close your mouth and just go after, what you wrote down, your definite major purpose, and don't let other people really get in your head. So now the question is, okay, am I going to tell anyone about it? No. Or yes, you are. You're going to talk to your mastermind alliance about it. And we're going to talk about later on how you can choose your mastermind alliance carefully for this. So let's pause there because we still got some more conversations to have soon enough. But that is the beginning of the conversation of how to actually apply your major definite purpose. We talked about just making a goal card, writing down what you want. That is the first step. That is the first step in the master course of success, right? Napoleon Hill spent 25 years of his life, creating this. He actually wrote this book after Think and Grow Rich, right? He actually spent 20 years of his life creating Think and Grow Rich, and he wrote this even after. So, take it from him, right? Who dedicated his life to creating this success course. That the first step to apply the definite major purpose is to actually make a physical goal card, right? This is your idea, literally in reality compared to just, made up in your mind. Okay. And then secondly, we're going to talk, furthermore about it, but don't share it with other people because it's only going to get you into more trouble than you need to be. All right. If you're going to share with others, share with them the results you have from going after your definite major purpose. So that's the conversation today. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll leave you with this. Until we meet again in time and space, bye everybody for now. Peace.